Good morning, everybody, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast. So as we're going to do every week, we take cards out for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week, just to give us an idea of what the energetic influences are and how we can navigate them. Okay, so for today and tomorrow being Monday and Tuesday, let's see what comes up for today and tomorrow. We have the Four of Pentacles. I think we had the same card last week. Anyway, so this card, if you look at this lady, she's holding on to her purse. So she's holding on quite tightly to what is hers, right? And she's kind of like looking away as if to say, no, this is mine. Okay, so when I tune into the energy of this card, I'm getting the sense of surrendering, to let go of control. We don't need to control and hold on to everything so tightly, because we're needing to just open up a little bit more. And I'm hearing the words, open your heart, right? So this is about compassion and sharing and being open and even being vulnerable to others. And I don't mean vulnerable as in weak. There is strength in vulnerability, because vulnerability means trust. So we're needing to trust that as we're open and vulnerable and show our true selves to others, that it is safe to do so. And also, when we open ourselves and be vulnerable, I'm hearing that it is safe to do so because we've learned now how to be the neutral observer. So in other words, if our vulnerability and openness is not received well by others, or if it's ridiculed by others, or if it's even rejected by others, that is okay, because there's great power in being open and being vulnerable. And I'm hearing Spirit say loudly that that is what being sovereign means. Because when we choose to open ourselves and be vulnerable and be open to others, there's great power in that, right? Because as we open up and be vulnerable with others and we choose to be compassionate and real with others, it gives other people permission to do the same. So there's great power in that. And I'm hearing Spirit say you won't lose anything if you do. Okay, fabulous. All right, let's see. Let's ask for some guidance on that. What can we expect as a result this week of being open, vulnerable, and trusting? This one pops out. Okay, this card here is called the Talisman. Now, this card is all about looking for signs, looking for guidance, being open to being shown your next step. Because if we're not open and if we're not vulnerable, we can't see the truth. We can't be guided as to what is next for us. Now, if you look at this lady, she's standing on the side of the road and she's holding this like sign. So I'm hearing the words loudly, be open to receiving, because we can't receive anything if we're withholding and holding so tightly and being closed off as a way of protecting ourselves. We can't do that. When we shut off to everything, absolutely everything. But if we're open and vulnerable, then we're open to receiving signs, guidance, the next step, feedback. We're open to receiving what it is that we need in return for being vulnerable. Okay, interesting. Now today I wanted to try something a little bit different with the deck. It's called The Power of Surrender by Judith Orloff. Okay, let's see. How can we surrender the need to control? What can we focus on to allow that to happen? Surrender your fear of change. Now, when I read out the wording, it says the universe is reminding you that you are cared for always. Whether you're afraid of a change in your job, your health, or even a relationship, or if you fear aging or death, repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So a lot of us are afraid to change. A lot of us are afraid to open up to who we really are. And that comes down to a fear of receiving and also that fear of change. So surrender the fear of change, trusting that whatever changes you're experiencing right now are divine. No matter how they might seem or appear, ultimately they are divine. Because we will never ever be given change or face change or make change that is in no way or form good in the end. Okay, brilliant. Okay, let's see what guidance is here for middle of the week. What energetic influence is here for the middle of the week? This one grabs my attention. We have the Emperor. If you look at the Emperor, he's kind of chilling there. He's very strong. He's in charge of his world. And it literally looks like he's sitting on a planet. This planet reminds me of Mars for some reason. Now, the planet Mars, I think it's doing all sorts of, I want to use a different word, but it's doing all sorts of weird things at the moment. And Mars is about action, power, taking charge. In its negative influence, aggression, right? So midweek, this is us standing in our power. And also, I'm also hearing be wary of power struggles with others. And this is why being in our sovereignty, being vulnerable is so important, right? Because when we are vulnerable, we surrender our agenda. We surrender the me, I, and we instead choose we, right? So in the middle of the week, try to think about what is for the greatest good of all. Let's surrender a selfish agenda, right? Let us instead step into our sovereignty, step into our power, and take action as we feel guided to. And to understand we are in charge of our own world. We are in charge of our destiny. But it's the how that we have no control over. The how is managed and influenced by the divine, and the divine always knows best. The divine knows better than what we do, and the divine runs through us all the time. We are the vessels for the divine. So let us surrender to divine will this week and let divine lead us, and let us take charge accordingly. Let us go according to our gut, to our inner guidance, right? Okay, and stay away from power struggles. Doesn't mean we can't stand our ground though, right? We can stand our ground in a peaceful way. Okay, let's elaborate on the Emperor. Let's see what life hacks are here for us with the Emperor energy for the middle of the week. This one is grabbing me. This is the Golden Palace. Now this card talks about abundance and prosperity. Now this is not just to do with abundance as in money. It can very well be, because the more we are in our power, the more we are sovereign, the more higher our vibration is. The higher our vibration, the more we attract higher vibrational situations, including money, abundance, prosperity, and also an abundance of all that is good, because high vibrational energy is abundance of love, abundance of time, abundance of money, abundance of well-being. So as we choose to stand in our sovereignty and stand in our power and take the lead as we feel guided to by the divine, which I've just noticed is up here, okay, as we act according to that, we're going to experience more abundance of whatever it is we need an abundance of, right? Now let's see, what do we need to surrender in order for that to happen, to be more in our power and to experience more abundance? What do we need to surrender? Let's see, what do we need to surrender? Surrender to passion. I love it, because passion is jet fuel. Passion is a magnet for abundance and prosperity. The card says, get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Now, please understand, flow is not forcing. Flow is not pushing. Flow is surrender. We're allowing, we're giving in to this drive that we feel to do something, this passion, this jet fuel to take charge of our lives, right? So that we can experience more abundance. So middle of the week looks like us getting fired up, and that's why there's a warning about be careful of power struggle. Be careful of enforcing that will, that passion on others. This is about us. This is about you. This is about being in charge of your world, being in your sovereignty, so that you're an instrument for the divine, which ultimately affects the all positively. Okay. All right. Let's see. What guidance is here now for Friday and the weekend? What energy do we have for Friday, the weekend? This one. We have the Ace of Wands, more fire energy. Now, if you look at this lady here in her third eye, she's got a big flame there, right? And her eyes are closed, which means she's trusting what is there. She's not overthinking. She's all about trusting what she sees for herself. She's trusting her way forward. She's been ignited here to follow through on her passions. So this card follows on beautifully from the middle of the week. Now this card talks about new beginnings. All aces are about new beginnings and the new. One's element is fire. It's about your career, your passion, your purpose. So Friday and the weekend, this favors anything new to do with your career. This also favors anything new to do with creativity, whether you're wanting to create a business, create a new job, or even create a baby, or create a business from a creative hobby that you have, right? So this is all, I'm hearing this is go, go, go. So we're coming out of what feels like a pulling back, like a stillness, like a quiet, like a hibernation, like being in a cocoon. And now we're launching forward into new projects. So we're going to start to feel that build up in the middle of the week, say Wednesday and Thursday. Just channel that energy wisely so it doesn't become aggression and power struggle. Instead, take charge of your own destiny, take charge of your own world, and move forward accordingly. What a beautiful card. Okay, let's ask for elaboration on that now from the Enchanted Map. What guidance is here from the Enchanted Map for Friday and the weekend? Education. Okay, so this card says we don't have to know everything right now. We might not know how we're going to do this yet. The drive is there. The fire is there, the divine spark is there, but we might not know how to do it. That's okay. We don't know yet. Okay. So if you're feeling urged to learn something, study something, get a bit more information on the task at hand, this is your card to say, yes, it is time. Even if you don't know how you're going to afford this level of study, you don't know where you're going to find the time, make the decision. I need to know more, and watch how the universe aligns things to allow you to do this, right? Trust the process, I'm hearing. Okay, now what do we need to surrender in order to get these new beginnings off the ground? What do we need to surrender this weekend? This one sticks out. Surrender fear. Please again notice the fire in this card. Lots of orange flame, fire, heat here. Okay, it says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. So here I'm hearing, be brave. There's no need to fear, but do listen to this fire, because what happens is when we don't listen to fire, when we don't listen to our passion, when we don't listen to what we feel guided to do, that manifests as depression. Because depression is dark. It's about not seeing the way forward. It's about struggling to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's about disappointment. And that is the manifestation of when we don't listen to this. When we don't listen to this little burning desire that's in your heart and your belly that's saying, but I want this, but I want to do this, I want to take action on this, I want to do these things, but I fear that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm going to fail. Those are the little goblins that we worked on last week. Remember those goblin guys? Yeah, not so cool, are they? But we've now faced a lot of our goblins last week, and we realized that our goblins are made still when we remember who we are, when we remember that we're sovereign beings, that we are so incredibly powerful, and that we can do anything we set our minds to. So when we ignore the goblins and say, yeah, I know you guys are there, but I know how you got here. You got here from previous traumas and previous situations that caused me to doubt myself and to doubt the universe. That's how goblins are born. But goblins are put to sleep when we move forward anyway. Okay, so this, guys, looks like a very interesting week this week. So what I love about this week for us is, again, we're following on with the theme of releasing our need to grip and to hold on so tightly. We're encouraging and allowing ourselves to surrender to the little flame that is inside us that drives us. And that little flame is the divine. We're little sparks of the divine. We're little flames of God in human form. And we need to allow ourselves, our Creator, to be expressed through us. So here's a good one. I use this all the time. I start my day with, let me be the instrument. How may I serve? Show me how I can best serve. And I let myself be driven. I let myself be guided. And that's what this card was about, the talisman. Let yourself be guided. Look for the signs. You're being guided. And also working, it's Monday. I can't talk today. So we're surrendering our fear of change this week because there's big changes afoot. We're starting new things. We're giving into passion. We're letting passion lead because passion is divine. Passion is of the Creator, of the universal mind. And it's passion that drives us. So as we release the fear, we're able to move forward. So this looks like a very, very interesting week where we're surrendering me, I to the we. Beautiful. Okay. There you go. So I hope that helps. Now, please stay tuned. I'm going to be doing the video just now for the individual star signs. So then you can take this energy here for the week and you can see how it relates to your personal star sign. So it's a bit more personal and direct for you. So I hope that helps. Have yourselves an amazing week. And thank you once again for being here. Sending you all so much love. Have an amazing week ahead. Take care. Bye.